Hello and welcome. Tonight, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says that the federal government remains unwavering on deadline to serve its chiefs to end insurgency in the northeast. A former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, called for more prayers for the country and sustenance of peace in Nigeria. Chief medical doctors of federal tertiary hospitals lament impact of strike by resident doctors, seek end to industrial action. And at least 40 migrants die in an overcrowded boat off the coast of Libya.
On business news tonight, Central Bank of Nigeria advised to cut down on interest rates.
And sports news, former world #1 Tiger Woods misses PGA Championship cut after recording a 1 over par 73 in the second round.
We'll begin tonight with a 3-month ultimatum given to the military to end insurgency in the northeast of Nigeria by President Muhammadu Buhari. And this may not be a walk in the park. The Vice President Yemi Osinbajo gave the indication while fielding questions from reporters in Lagos. He mentioned that the federal government will do all it can to cover up any past lapses to provide the necessary support for the troops.
The President has already given those orders. That's the Commander-in-Chief's orders. The Chief of Defense Staff has already responded appropriately by saying that that is a task that has been set for the military and that they must go out and execute it and execute that task within the time that has been given. So I'm extremely, I know that that is entirely possible. I know that they can do it. And we have a great military. We know that there have been problems with the degrading of the military by the lack of equipment and lack of resources and all of that. But that's a problem that we have to deal with as we go along. As it is, we have to fix the car while the engine is running. You can't say we're going to wait until we get all the equipment before we do it. We've got to fix this car while the engine is running. That's what we're doing now.
Nigeria's Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. The 2015 general elections may have been successfully conducted and the transition to power fully concluded. Nigerians, though, cannot afford to stop praying for continued peace in the nation. This is according to the former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, who expressed surprise that despite the tensions ahead of the polls and the doomsday prediction that Nigeria will break up, the country remains intact. The former head of state was speaking when he visited the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Akinwumi, at the State Government House.
Miracle that we've been receiving in this country when there is problem or fear of, well, let us take for example the latest, the recent election that brought all of you to power. If you are to go by what you read in the papers or what you hear on the radio, etc., my goodness, I think everybody was expecting but how did it end in the end? My goodness. And honestly, the sort of relief that in fact is felt by everyone. The election went exceptionally peaceful everywhere, and then the end result as well, came in, and its acceptance, and restoration of peace. I think a lot of people didn't believe that such a thing could happen, but it has. And so we congratulate all of you who are in that state that helped to bring about a peaceful election, and also to have a peaceful Nigeria that is now developing, bringing about the change that in fact all of us hope will achieve.
Nigeria's former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon. Onboard security and tally clerks of the Nigeria Ports Authority have accused the management of owing them salary arrears of up to 8 months. The workers claim that the NPA management always breaks its promises whenever it's time to pay up. However, the General Manager of Public Affairs at the NPA says that the process of payment has already begun.
It's a very hot weather, and under the scorching sun are contract workers from the Nigerian Ports Authority and policemen who were keeping watch of the protests. These workers are protesting the non-payment of their wages. The Nigerian Ports Authority, NPA, has been accused of owing wages ranging from 7 to 8 months, and they have vowed not to stop the protest until they get a positive response from the NPA.
Our grievance is about our unpaid wages. The union have talked to us several occasions that we should hold our peace. They are going to resolve the issue with the management of the NPA. But we have been waiting and waiting, and our payment has accumulated to 8 months. We have been feeding on nothing. We are like destitute inside the Nigerian seaport. It has been published in several papers. It has been said in radio stations that they have paid us. Who paid us? We have not received a dime.
The protesters claim that series of meetings have been held with parties concerning the wages arrears, but promises made were broken.
The MP have been promising us that yes, they will pay this money. Fine, we have been promising, just a broken promises. And you can see the way we are here now. We are all family men. The last promise they made was last month, no, this month. And as we are speaking to you now, authoritatively, our bills are lying down on the table of the audits.
2013, 2 years ago, our salary has been issued in this system. We don't collect our money. We don't collect our money when it's due.
Addressing the protesters, the General Manager, Public Affairs, NPA, Captain Ebubeogu, said he had been directed to promise that wages would be paid.
Management has directed me to tell them that the commencement of their payment has started. Well, management said they have started paying them, that if some people have not received their own pay through their companies, by early next week, everybody shall have received something.
But what is the reason for the delay?
There could be other issues, and I'm sure that if they will attest to it, there have been series of meetings. Normally, if there were a series of meetings to resolve issues, these things, that could be the seeming reason for lingering.
Another agreement reached, but the concerned here are asking the management to ensure that new promises are not broken.
Residents of Jikoyi, a suburb in the nation's federal capital, Abuja, are counting their losses following the demolition of their houses. They told Channels Television of how they lost their homes on Wednesday afternoon without prior information from the Development Control Unit of the Federal Capital Territory. But a public officer of the Development Control Unit refuted their claims, adding that over 3 notices were served before the action was taken.
This is what is now left of the houses and shops owned by some residents of Jikoyi after the bulldozers of the Federal Capital Territory Development Control brought down their structures. One of those affected by the demolition exercise explains how fleeing from the hands of insurgents in the northeast informed their relocation to Jikoyi. She recounts losses she has incurred after the demolition exercise. Her story was also corroborated by another resident, a mother of a week-old baby, who has also resorted to squatting with neighbors.
It has rendered me now, no shop, nothing. My husband is not even in this Abuja here.
I was inside breastfeeding the baby. All of a sudden, all my neighbors started calling me that I should come out to. That mad people are demolishing the stores around. So I rushed outside. I was even helping our tenants to pack some of our loads. When my baby started crying, so I said, okay, let me go and attend to the baby. So they started shouting my name. I should come out with the baby, that they want to demolish both the buildings, our own building. I said, for what? So I just managed to pick my baby and my credentials and run out of the house.
Other residents of the area give their account of the hardship the demolition exercise has caused them. They accuse the Development Control Unit of not issuing prior notice of a vacation before the demolition exercise.
They will just come there and mark it, sheepishly, like they will not even tell the tenants or anything. They will just come there, mark the house, go their way. So sometimes we ask, the landlord will tell us that it's dispute, that they will settle it. So we are not aware. Even if it's dispute, they will come and tell the tenants that give us like 24 hours. We should go, things like that.
But the management of the Federal Capital Territory Development Control tells Channels Television here that over 3 notices were sent to those affected. He advised residents of the Federal Capital Territory to adhere to its policies to avoid sanctions.
In as much as we sympathize with people that are involved, but the fact still remains that they encroached on people's property. And a situation like that, you can hardly hear the truth from them. One thing with the department is that we must exhaust the 3 notices we give before we begin any demolition, which we did.
Residents of the area tried to adapt to the new phase of life the demolition exercise has caused them and appeal for amicable ways of resolving the issue in the interest of all.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Kaduna refinery comes on stream. But how sustainable is this development? We'll be joined by a professor, Osita Chukwu Lobelu, in just a moment. Join us again.